Hello everyone. In the series of the Bhagavad Gita first shlok and the last shlok, we completed up to 11 chapters, if I recall correctly, or 10 chapters. Now I am going from the end. So today I will cover the 18th chapter, which is Moksha Sannyas Yoga. So in Moksha Sannyas Yoga, Shree Krishna is talking about the final conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, which provides a very interesting and a very quizzical situation for the readers of Bhagavad Gita, because the conclusion is Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. And this is very surprising for many, because throughout Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord Shree Krishna has spoken about preserving the dharma, which is the righteousness, what should be done, that is dharma, what ought to be done, what should be done, and the opposite of that, what should not be done, is adharma. So why is it that Sri Krishna has glorified dharma throughout Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita begins with the word dharma, dharma kshetre kurukshetre samveta yutsavah. Bhagavad Gita talks about yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, the famous shlok where Sri Krishna says that I descend to preserve the dharma. Bhagavad Gita talks about swadharma, shreyan, swadharma, viguna, that it is so important to stick to our swadharma or prescribed duty. But at the end, when it comes to summarizing and concluding Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Arjun, now I am going to tell you the most confidential knowledge, the king of all the secrets. I first spoke to you the secret, then I told you the greater secret, and now I am going to tell you the highest secret. And that highest secret is that forget about dharma or righteousness. The only requirement is to surrender to the will of the Lord. Means whatever independence we have, the free will, we have our own mind, our own intellect, align it with the divine. That is the meaning of surrender, which is called ibadat, which is called sharanagati. Different names are there, but the meaning is the divine realm is so overwhelming, it is so dominant, it is so complete, that we should always be aligned with that supreme reality and not think of anything independently. That is the meaning of surrender. So we are having many thoughts, many plans, but we link every plan, every action, thinking that does the divine permit me to go ahead with this plan of mine. It is as if we are constantly communicating to that Supreme who is also seated in our heart, and every time we are doing whatever we are doing, we are making that Supreme the witness, and also the mentor, the guide, the philosopher, the guru, the teacher, and the Almighty, which is forever wanting our welfare. So we communicate to that entity and do whatever we do, thinking that his sanction, his alignment is necessary. This is called surrender. If we do that, we don't have to worry about the do's and don'ts. For example, in Vedas, there are so many do's and don'ts. We don't have to worry about those do's and don'ts. So the only do that remains then is all the time we are constantly thinking of that supreme reality, the absolute truth, and not a single moment we are forgetting that. So this is the only do's and this is the only don't. And this is so amazing because with one stroke of knowledge we are eliminating the need to think about different rules. And this is exactly what Shree Krishna has spoken about previously in chapter 8, which is considered the summary of the Bhagavad Gita. In verse number 8, in verse number 7, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manushmar yuddhecha mai arpit manobuddhir yo mad bhakta mame vaishyasi sanshaya. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, O Arjun, don't ever forget me even for a moment, but do your duty to the best of your ability. So if we follow this rule, then we have completed the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and we have assimilated the teaching successfully. So this is the summary of the 18th chapter, but in the 18th chapter so many other topics are also covered. It starts with the theme of sannyās and tyāg. Sannyāsasya mahā-bāho tattvam ichchhāmi veditum tyāgasya hṛiṣhīkeśha pṛithak keśhi-niṣhūdana. This is 18.1, where Arjun is asking, O Shree Krishna, please tell me exactly what is sannyās, the renunciation of action, and what is tyāg, the renunciation of the fruits of our efforts. Shree Krishna explains that very well. Then Shree Krishna talks about swadharma, the prescribed duties. Shree Krishna talks about different modes of nature, rajasic, tamasic, sattvic, which is applied to different the methods, the types, and then this supreme secret unfolds, where Shree Krishna talks about who is in the state of Brahma-bhūt, Prasannatma, with complete bliss and complete peace. Brahma-bhūta, Prasannatma, na shochiti, na kaṅkshati, the one who does not lament, who does not hanker. And manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, that worship me, come to me, remember me, pay your obeisances. So finally it is leading to that Supreme Lord is our greatest benefactor. He has all the opulences and we need to surrender to that reality. And then Sri Krishna also talks about the glories of reading Bhagavad Gita, sharing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Idam te na tapaskaya. Na, idam te na tapaskaya. That shloka. Don't share this with someone who is envious, who is having the atheistic tendency, etc. And finally, we reach the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, which is spoken by Sri Sanjay, and he has been the witness to all the teachings and all the advices by Sri Krishna. So he is telling that this conversation has been the most astounding, the most magnificent, and his hairs are standing on the end. He has goosebumps, and he is of the opinion that yatra yogeśhvaraḥ kṛiṣhṇo, yatra pārtho dhanur-dharaḥ, tatra Shri vijayo bhūtir, dhruvā nitir matir mama. This is 1878, the last verse of 18th chapter, where Sanjay says that wherever there is the Supreme Lord, Supreme Yogeshwar Shree Krishna, and wherever there is Supreme Archer Arjun, there is always going to be victory, opulences, auspiciousness, everything pure and perfect, and everything victorious. That is my opinion. So let us remember these two verses and the theme of the most confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita from this video, and implement it while we do the meditation in our Formula 44 meditational practice. With that, let us see you in the next video. Thank you for participating in this knowledge. Take care.